As a shareholder of Alibaba, I'm really looking forward to good results as they're expected to report their Q3 earnings on February 24th. But the Chinese economic slowdown is raising some alarms. China's year-over-year sales growth in 2021 was very healthy at 12.5%, but there is trouble on the horizon as December retail sales growth eased to 1.7%, which seriously missed market expectations of 3.7%. This is raising alarm bells as it largely continues a trend of slower sales growth that we have been seeing throughout 2021. But it's not all bad news, as the government is looking to boost the Chinese digital economy by almost 50% by 2025. Yeah, you heard me right, 50%. We're gonna cover all of that in this video, so smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. You're watching More Money, let's get it. What's up, guys? You guys may have noticed that I took a bit of a break in January, and it was the 1-year anniversary of the channel. And so in 1 year, we did over 150 videos and gained close to 5,500 subscribers. And just quickly on that, I never thought that this channel would grow that fast, mostly because I didn't think that I had that much value to offer in a space that's already crowded, full of some really incredible, intelligent, value investing focused YouTubers. So I just wanted to sincerely say thank you for giving me a small place amongst the real juggernauts in the space. I really do appreciate all of you guys. And as a thank you, I've been giving away a completely free financial statement modeling course. Space is limited to only 5 weeks, and the link is in the description below. Over 200 of you have already signed up, so let's keep that going. Once the 5 weeks are up, I'll be done for a bit and I'll be moving on to focusing more on the channel once again. Okay, let's get to that video. So China's retail sales grew at 12.5% in 2021, which was reported as a demonstration of the resiliency of the Chinese consumer, as it was a reversal of the 3.9% decline experienced in 2020, which of course was a year that was impacted by COVID-related challenges. Now, as good as that sounds, month-over-month sequential results are painting a more grim picture as Omicron-related lockdowns, coupled with a mounting real estate crisis, have really slowed their economy. From here, you can see that China's retail trade growth eased to 1.7% year over year in December 2021 from 3.9% in the prior month, which missed market expectations of 3.7%. This was the lowest figure since August of 2020, as consumption weakened due to sporadic COVID-19 outbreaks. This also continued a low growth trend, which started in August 2021 with only 2.5% year-over-year growth. And this is just another item in the long line of disappointing news that has been coming out of China, but these could just be items that are shorter term in nature. And as a positive side, there was positive developments in the recent week. The Chinese government is looking to boost the digital economy's share of its GDP by 2025, driven by next generation technologies like 6G internet and big data. And as an investor in Alibaba, that's really good news to hear. And this highlights China's ambition to cultivate and push ahead new technology as it continues a rivalry with the US in areas such as semiconductors and artificial intelligence. China's State Council, the country's top executive body, said core industries of the digital economy are expected to account for 10% of its GDP by 2025, up from 7.8% in 2020. So that's really good news and something that the market pundits tend to ignore when they point out that the Chinese government is the risk to an otherwise great company in Alibaba. And those mentioned targets are part of China's 14-year plan. It's clear that the Chinese government wants self-sufficiency in frontier technology. And who wouldn't want that in an economy that's looking to emerge into the global leader? The news for Alibaba gets even better, as the latest State Council document also gave more specific targets for the coming years. For example, China is aiming for national online retail sales to rise from 11.6 trillion won in 2020 to 17 trillion won in 2025. So that's an almost 50% increase. And from this chart, you can see that e-commerce is actually growing at the fastest rate in China. The Chinese consumer is further ahead than the North American consumer when it comes to online consumption. And if you recall from the Alibaba Investor Day presentation, one key way that the nation can increase its online retail consumption is expected to be done through the continued development of the food, grocery, and fresh produce business, which is part of the market that has the largest expansion potential. And how will Alibaba participate in this? Well, if you recall, they laid out their strategy in their Investor Day presentation, which hasn't changed from past years, where they expect to utilize their Ellie.me delivery drivers to deliver hot food, retail products, and groceries from restaurants, retailers, and grocery store locations within 30 minutes to an hour from homes that are within a 3-kilometer proximity. And honestly, I think that they're gonna win here. I really see a benefit to the consumer to not have to get dressed and go to the grocery store, especially if you're busy working from home or have a young family. Moving on, the Chinese government also expects the software and information technology industry to rise from 8.16 trillion won in 2020 to 14 trillion won in 2025, so a near double. And where exactly is a lot of that growth expected to come from? If you guessed the continued emergence of cloud-based computing, you're correct. The Chinese cloud market is expected to grow at a 37% CAGR from 2020 to 2025, as explained by Alibaba in their Investor Day presentation. Of course, in my model, I'm not giving them such a high growth rate, but it's nice knowing that my high expected growth rates are somewhat conservative. And Alibaba provides a roadmap for the cloud emergence. The main areas for growth will be the move into 5G, the metaverse, industrial artificial intelligence technology, and the continued emergence of automated vehicles. And Alibaba is set to be a huge beneficiary of this movement, as they have created a platform for one, the cloudification of infrastructure applications, and two, the emergence and development of the cloud native software ecosystem, which would include areas such as city planning and management, business applications, mobile applications, smart devices, and artificial intelligence, to name a few. The world is really expected to change here, and we are on the cusp of the digital revolution. Now, the Chinese government is already rolling out 5G, and there's no stopping at 5G either. China plans to increase support of 6G research and development and to be involved in the creation of international standards for 6G. I have to note that 5th generation only has just started being rolled out, and there's no agreed upon standards or definitions of what 6G is yet, but I love the Chinese government's energy here to move that forward. Now, some naysayers will point to continued Chinese regulation over its internet companies and say that it's just a pipe dream, as the Chinese communist hammer will continue to come down on the internet companies, which of course could be true. But I would have to point you to a report that I've covered already on this channel, which was released in late 2021, where the Chinese State Council document stated that it would explore establishing governance methods that are compatible with a sustained and healthy development of the digital economy. I truly believe that they don't want to stop the growth and emergence of their internet companies, and they have an eye out for monopolistic practices, which of course we all remember Alibaba got nailed for in early of 2021. So this shows more good news to me than bad, and it really gives me hope for an amazing future. But I would like to taper your expectations. Web 3.0, the metaverse, the complete cloudification of an economy, I think that takes just as long as it took the internet to grow, which is around 15 to 20 years. So it's going to take time. And I'm here for it. I'm more confident than ever in my Alibaba position. And guys, if you haven't noted already, Alibaba is expected to report their Q3 results on the 24th, and I'm going to be here for it. So if you don't want to miss any of the videos and any of the deep dives that I'm going to be doing on Alibaba's Q3 results, please subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to be notified when those videos become uploaded. Also, if you missed out on the Alibaba Investor Day presentations, not to worry. I created a 10-part series that covered each of those presentations in detail. And if you want to get to that video series, you can get to it right here.